1986 F-150 that my father-in-law bought new, I believe, and it's been sitting here for 15 years for sure, and it wasn't running for some years before that. So we're gonna see what we can do. Got a new battery for it. We're gonna see if we can get any life out of her. Alright, I'm about to hook up electricity. Hopefully nothing starts smoking. Nothing yet. Look inside. Dome lights on. Let's see. The starter bumped. Nothing. Let's see, we've got headlights. Not seeing any dash lights. Yep, we've got headlights. Something's happening. Let's see if there's oil in the engine. Yeah, we've got oil. They're nasty looking, but better than nothing. See if it'll turn over. Well, that's disappointing. You can check to see if the engine is stuck. This is not looking good. Well, I can't get any movement out of it by hand. See if I can get a little pry bar in there and see if I can get any movement. Okay, I didn't get it on camera, but I pulled really hard on the belt and I finally got it to move just a little bit. So let's see if we can get it to crank over now. I think there's hope. That actually sounds a lot better than I expected. She might run. Okay, I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the air cleaner here, so don't worry about sucking in a mouse nest or anything. Anybody living in here? Somebody was living in there at one time. I'll leave that alone for now. I haven't turned it over with the key yet. Let's see if it'll turn over with the key. She cranks over, and the radio still works, kinda. Well, let's see if we can find some ether and see if she's got spark. Okay, let's see what happens. I think she's gonna live. So what's the chances that when my father-in-law parked this truck, he parked it right next to the fuel tank, and the hose just barely reaches. It might be a little bit of a long shot, but see what happens if we just add some fuel to the tank. Okay, we got a little bit of fuel in the tank. I doubt that the fuel pump works, but let's find out. It does help to hook up the battery. Okay, can you see that valve right there? It's like a valve stem on a tire. So we're gonna push that and see if any fuel comes out, and we'll know if we got fuel coming up to the engine. No fuel. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the fuel pump's not working. It's working a little bit, but it just doesn't have enough to push all the fuel up from the tank. So got a new fuel pump from Napa, and my hope had really been to drive this thing out of its grave, but I don't really want to lay in the mud underneath of it to install the fuel pump, so we're just gonna drag it up to the shop and see what we can do up there. All right, we got it up to the shop and we got it jacked up on jack stands. We're gonna crawl underneath and see if we can change this fuel pump. All right, see what we can find. Okay, there's the old fuel pump. Lots of cobwebs, rust. See if we can get it out of here. All right, we got the old fuel pump out here. Hopefully the new one looks something like it. All right, the new fuel pump's installed. I guess let's see what she does. No fuel pressure. So that must either mean that pickup tubes are rusted out inside the tank, or something else is wrong that I don't know about. So I'll keep digging. Well, I couldn't figure out why the truck wouldn't run at the time, so we just decided to clean it out and bring it on home and try to get it running at home. Once I got it back home, I figured out that it needed a low pressure pump that's located in the tank replaced. The low pressure pump feeds the high pressure pump. So basically it was getting no fuel to the high pressure pump. So I figured that out later once we got it home, but for now we just cleaned up the truck good and loaded it up on the trailer and brought it home. What I ended up doing was taking a lawnmower gas tank and a low pressure 12 volt fuel pump and using that to feed the high pressure fuel pump just to see if the truck would start. There's no engine noise. It just purrs like a kitten. It's not smoking or anything. That's exciting. I forgot to video replacing the fuel tank and the in-tank fuel pump, but by this point it had a brand new front fuel tank and a brand new fuel pump. Note, we still have no brakes, but
who needs
don't let
them?
that worry you.
She lives.
That's the first time it's moved under its own power in what, 20 years?
Yeah, over 20 years, I think.
Hey, she's doing pretty good. Except for no brakes and a few minor details like that. Just want to get it warmed up a little bit, and then I'll go change the oil. I got new oil for it. Hey, the alternators are working according to the gauge. Oil pressure's good. Got less than a quarter of a tank of fuel. I dumped in all the gas we had in the cans. Okay.
the inside of my truck so dirty?
Because you had 4 little nephews playing in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the problem? Why can't you stop?
No brakes. Like, no brakes at all. Like, the pedal goes to the floor situation. Let's see if we can just roll down this hill in neutral. Slowly.
Well, she lived. So did we. Didn't hit anything.
Did you have your doubts?